So I'm starting a new moss garden. Um, so what I do is I come out here and I check some of the moss that I've left in my yard to propagate. So I came and checked this little patch here. It's doing good on that part. You can see I started that. I'll say now it's probably been 4 or 5 months. This one here, you can see this patch, it's still got a little brown in it. And I don't bother cleaning this up. I want it to have its natural habitat. So you can see this is some more that I planted right there. Some of it I'll liquefy and pour it out. Others are patches. And all the way down here I'll stop so you can see. But it's hard to see the moss, but you can see where it's growing. Like this I won't dig up. But once it gets thick, like here, I could bring this up. Right here, you can see it. And there, that's really healthy. So I'll show you where I just dug out a patch. Right here. So I just dug this patch out. I haven't finished getting all the little other bits. Like I might just leave like these little pieces like this. I might just leave this so that it can start over, but this whole patch was huge. Even here, there's some more of it right there that I didn't take out under the shovel. I might leave it there, I'll see. Haven't decided yet. But even with this big patch that I dug out, this, for some reason, this part right here replenishes quicker and thicker than any other part. I've used this patch numerous times. So I dug that out, and then what I'll do over the course of 2 to 3 weeks is I'll pick out everything I don't want in it. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll bring it here, set it down, and any little pieces that may have broke off, I'll put it in an existing garden. And then what I'll do is all these big pieces, I'll see what will fall out and what won't. If they're in there really good, basically I'll break off a piece. I'm trying to do this with one hand without tearing it. So I'll break off little pieces like this. I'll try to hold this between my arms. So you see this piece here? And what I'll do, so you see that grass that's hanging out of it, I'll just pull it out by the root and it'll just come out. And then as I just throw it back on there, so you can see I just threw it back on there, and I'll just keep doing that until I end up with a piece of clean moss. And then over the course of the next month, what I'll have to do is every time something grows in it, I'll just tweeze it out. And what I end up with is this. Let me see, I'll get this sun so that it's working for us. And that's what I end up with. These are 5 that I have on the ground that are clean. So when you look at them close up, all that's in there is the medium that they're growing on, and each one of these are on different mediums, from rose petals to volcanic sand. There's all kinds of stuff, to topsoil. This is all mud. This is a lot of bark and rose petals. This is bark and gardening soil. So what ends up happening, you can see is how clean that is. And it takes a while. For example, I have this newer one is sitting up here. And this is one where I'm still picking things out. So let me show you. I'll show you what I do. Give me 1 second. So, once something is growing out of it, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Right there. You see that? And all you have to do is come in and pull it out, and I just knock it off. If that's if it's something I don't want growing in here. And here's another thing right there, and it's just part of the process. And after a while, nothing will grow in it after a while. And like these over here that are on the ground, I haven't touched those in a long time. Occasionally I may have to go in there and pick something out, but typically there's nothing in there. And then what I use this moss for, I recycle it. Some of the pieces will stay in this bin longer than others, and then I bring it over here. And for my little displays, this is one I call Knob Hill. I'll go to the other side so you can see it. That way I don't have to turn it around. And it's just a little twin tree bonsai display that I have, that I grew from 2 cuttings. And I'm gonna leave that in there for a while until that root ball, I want that root ball to fill that entire colander up. Same thing here. It just helps the display look a little better. And all this moss is moss that I've grown myself from one little patch. I started off with one teeny tiny patch. And here's some more. And here's another. But I started off with one patch. I watched this guy, Serpa Design. He teaches a lot of good classes. But the only thing with me is I leave my moss out year round, in the sun, in the shade. Only thing I try to stop the possums and the raccoons and the squirrels. The squirrels typically bury acorns, but they don't really touch them during the daytime like they used to back when I first started doing this. The squirrels, there was actually just one of a pair. One squirrel would stay up on the fence, but the other one would come down here and tear this garden up. I mean, just rip it up. But the thing is, it would have been doing it anyway, so I just put it back together, and now they don't even bother them anymore. I don't have a full plan on what I'm going to do with these. I know I probably will give some to my grandkids, but it's something that they can dig their hands in. They could plant seeds, do what I do with them, and clean them out, and just keep them nurtured. That's pretty much all I have for you, so that's what I'm working on today. These are the 2 soils that I use. This is just a basic gardening soil and a brown mulch that I got from Home Depot. So that's what I'm working on now, right there. And that's how I start my moss gardens, from the grow patch that's all the way down the length of this fence. I dig it up, clean it out, and then I put it in one of the bins. And I need a couple of new bins right now. They're only $5, so it's not bad. Thanks.